Well, hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream tonight. Let me just share the message. I'm going to share this. No, that's not the one. Why doesn't this work? Okay, well, okay, then I don't share it, no problem. So, this is this is another wonderful moment of sharing. And I got your messages, Charles, long ones, but I'm not really going into that now. Maybe later. So tonight, whenever you're watching this, I will be just talking about what? Sometimes I just really don't know where to start. So I need some kind of a line, you know. So my line tonight is losing this identity, and losing this identity is oh fuck! I completely forget. Oh. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. There is. Oh, wait. Jesus, that's me. That's me tonight. I don't know what that's. It was a busy day. Maybe that's it. Okay. So now we don't have an echo anymore. Good. Welcome again. And you can hear me, which is also quite nice. I feel really stupid. There's no echo anymore now, right? Is there? So when this is one of the first live streams that you're watching, it is working like this. The live stream is live, and you can send messages, or if you want to ask me anything, you can do this through Skype. You can send me your Skype idea by sending it to Lee Hogenberg 72, as is written also below my channel, and you can find it on my channel or below the uploaded videos. The concept of non-duality is a trap. It's a total trap. And I have been, and I am still kind of, in a way, struggling with this, because for me, the non-duality concept is completely new. It still is. It is nothing that I was looking for in the concept. So whenever there's people watching, or whenever there's people that are searching in the non-duality concept, it is it's not of my interest really, because this is really a sharing of my experience of an experience that might resonate with you, that you have recognition with, and that you can relate to somehow, even though this probably is beyond words. So I feel quite insecure in this, because there's not really something that I can give you. You know, there's really absolutely nothing that I could ever give you, because the reason why you're probably here watching the stream is probably because you are looking for yourself. You're looking for who you really are, who you truly are, what you really truly are, and you're trying to find this, you're trying to get there. And that's an inevitable way of this identity and the way the human being is raised and conditioned. But you can't find it in anything. And I know this is also really, these words are probably heard, or maybe heard many times, and that's why I find it also not so interesting to keep repeating it. But I do repeat it sometimes, because it's so painful for when you are longing for this freedom, and the freedom that you're searching elsewhere. And I can only give it back to you that you are that. You are what you are searching for. That's what you are. And everything knows it is, but not by the mind, not by an idea. That's why everything in this life doesn't even have an identity. That doesn't have to. The identity doesn't have to be found or lost or to struggle with this, because it's only the human being that is conditioned to, has been conditioned to identify with ideas, with an identity that is, that only comes up in every moment in a way. There's not just a fixed identity. And in that sense, I think that the concept of the idea of having an identity is in a way a game. And this game, instead of trying to get away from this, instead of trying to completely get rid of this because you're suffering because of it, you could also turn it around and see that you can use it, and that you can also look differently at this identity, and to turn it around, to change it, to shape it. You are the builder, you are the creator, and you are the destroyer in one. There is nobody else that's doing that for you. There's only the reflection of others, and because we start to believe that the reflection is doing something to us, to our behavior, to our thoughts, to our feelings, to everything, to what we see, we start to project everything outwards in the world. And we are only busy with everything out there, everything around you, everything, apart from what's actually just here. That is forgotten, that is just irrelevant most of the time. That's unseen, because it can't be seen by anyone. It just is, it's just here. It's this vulnerability, the vulnerability that you long for, this openness. And so in a way, when children get identified, when they are older than 3 years, they start to play, even before 3 years, they already do this. Even before, there's this, the recognition of, oh, I am someone. I am Lee. I am Mark. I am Linda. I am someone. There's this dynamic of playing with identities, because children are like open vessels. They are just open for the moment. They are just playful, and they're just running around, and they're saying, oh, I am the rabbit now. Oh, I'm going to be the rabbit. And then the next, so there's, you can say that there is this, they can completely crawl into a new figure, in something that they just imagine. So imagine yourself being a rabbit, and you become a rabbit as a child. Every child has done this, because it's just the nature of the child. But the nature of the child is what you are, in fact, naturally. That's what we are. That we are this imagination. There is, apart from a body and a physical system that's just functioning, everything else in life is made up by the mind, made up by imagination. And becoming mature and becoming adults, we developed all kind of skills and techniques to create things and to destroy things and to have all kind of ways to do things. But in a way, the childlike energy is continuously doing this just naturally without the attachment. So, in fact, that is the only movement of life that is here. There is no attachment. There's no attachment to anything. It's the only thing that's attached is the idea that comes up in the mind, and the idea that reflects to you the division, and this is what you are, and the energy that you are not good enough, that you should do things different, and that you want to be happy, and you have all kind of feelings and longings and things that are just popping up. But I mean, that still goes on. Hmm. You know, I am sure, because Charles was just saying whether I am, and because of course this is always very interesting, because you're looking at me, so you're projecting this to me, Charles. Whether I am trying to manipulate my public image. Of course this happens. Manipulation happens all the time. I mean, do you think that children don't manipulate? Do you think that animals are not trying to get something? They want pleasure, they want food, they want comfort. I have 2 cats. They both are lying now in their cozy little beds. They want this, they want comfort, they want good food, fresh, and they want every time they are sending me signals that you know, they rather prefer something else than what they're getting, but they're just getting what there is, and then that's what there is, and there's no complaining about it. It's just everybody would probably prefer to eat something pleasurable above something that's just, well, not so pleasurable. So yeah, manipulation, yeah, I'm definitely manipulating my image just because it's my pleasure. I like to do this. I like to change images about myself. If you have built up an image about me now, which is very possible, because that's just what we do, it's what we do as people, then I'm here to tell you this image isn't correct. You know, because there is no such thing as a fixed thing. Everything, the image that you have about yourself is not fixed. It seems to be fixed. You think that you are in a certain way, you are conditioned, and this conditioning is, maybe you have the idea that this is like stuck, and it's just, you can't move it or so. But that's not what's happening, because every time thoughts come up and ideas come up about it, and so there's never the same idea. The only thing that probably happens is that there's this feeling or maybe trauma, and your body is also responding to this. So probably it's a combination of your body and emotions and ideas that give you the sensation that things are stuck or that things are unable to change. But the opposite is really true, and the opposite is actually happening. And right now, if there's like a contradiction happening about an image that you have about me being a public image, then there's probably a kind of a, there's a contradiction happening in your mind about, who is Lee really, Is she just playing a game? Is she trying to get likes? Is she trying to get something or so? And that is possible. Of course, I love to be liked. I mean, that's natural. I think most people have this. You want to be loved, but it's also, especially, mainly a game. This is just a game, and the game is that you change looks, you change environment, you change perceptions, you change the dynamics of life. And that is the challenge for the stuck adult image that you have about yourself. Because there is no adult, really. There is just an image, and there's only a body that's growing, it's changing, it's maturing, and then it's also degrading in a way. Yes, that's what's happening. But the image about it is so subjective, because there is, in a way, only this free energy, this boundless open energy that doesn't have any idea. So what I would say is that I invite you yourself to play with all the possibilities, instead of trying to lose something or trying to get something. And maybe you want to get another identity, because I know many people are searching for enlightenment. They're searching to get to become free, to get whatever kind of identity or image you have about that, a new identity. It is just another identity in a way, and that's okay. And as long as you see that this is not going to bring you freedom or bring you some kind of something that you think that you can get, because you are what you want to get. You are what you want to get, and there's nothing to get to. But the game is on. The game is on. You're playing this. You're playing this part. You're playing this role. You are incredibly amazing just being yourself. And in being yourself, you are this authentic expression. And this authentic expression is like a child. In one moment it just feels like just laying in the grass, and the next moment it's jumping around, and then it's climbing a tree, and maybe you're not doing that anymore, but you have other things, other dreams, passions or hobbies, or I mean, it doesn't even have to be something very specific. It can be just a natural way in the way you are. I mean, I'm more like the creative type. I am an empathic type. I like to listen to people, even though I'm usually talking here a lot, but I actually am much more like a receptive and receiving kind of person. So, and giving, I like to care for people and for animals, and I like to care for my environment. I love plants. Everybody has their they're gifts, and these gifts are actually your these gifts are your identity, if you want to call it like that. I mean, words are so easily to fall over words, to misunderstand words, but the feeling I want to give you is like, follow your gut, follow your gut, and don't follow something that is an illusion. And when you are researching this illusion, as many people do, in all kind of ways, by listening to non-duality, by listening to other speakers, by researching your patterns, or just to explore your psychology, your traumas, everything. There you can start to see that when this is indeed not true, this is not real, then there's the freedom to explore this ultimately, to explore this in the sense of, take on any concept and tear it apart and just discover what works for you and what doesn't work for you at the moment that you are exploring this. Because this is only an exploration. What I'm doing right now is just an exploration of doing a stream, doing the live stream. Every day I'm exploring also my body, how my my burn on my hand is healing, how I feel after the night, after the dinner, being together with people, and then again being by myself. There's only exploration happening, and that is so beautiful to see that your freedom lies in the exploration, not in the fixation. Exploration is diversity, it is flexibility, it's openness and vulnerability, and it's also daring, it's also challenging, it's taking a risk, having courage. That's the exploration. I mean, children do many things that if the parent would look, they would say, "Oh my goodness, oh my God, what are they doing? Oh, be careful, be careful." But children just do it. They just explore, and they put their hands in the dirt, and they will just put it in their mouth, and they will do the craziest things. And we have gotten all these crazy ideas about, oh, that's not good, that's not right. Who says what's right? Who says what's wrong? Yeah. When my dog goes for his treat, it seems innocent. That's what Deepa says. But when I reach for the fridge to avoid the anxiety in my stomach, it feels wrong afterwards. How to stay with discomfort without manipulating, avoiding what is. Well, I think you know, Deepa, that it's not in... it's the thought that arises when you do things. That's the only thing. The thought that arises, and you feel it feels wrong. But why is it wrong? It's just a dynamic happening. You are not feeling. You're feeling there's a contracted energy, and that makes you want to eat and makes you want to do something to fill that up, to fill that hole, to fill this emptiness. And that's sad or whatever. But then that's okay, and just allow that, just to allow it to happen. There's nobody else here that's judging you. And if there's people judging you, then that's just on them. That's just their thing. That's their problem or their worry. Many people are speaking about others because they try to avoid pain. They want to avoid you being hurt. So this also is part of the conditioning. Even if people have the best, want the best for you, and what is the best? They want to solve your problems. They want to help you. They want to avoid you to fall, to be ill, to be whatever. But that's the journey of life. That this is all part of it. And when your dog goes for his treat that you give him, it seems innocent, but that's the same with you going to the fridge, trying to avoid your anxiety. It's the same movement of life. It's also innocent. That's the innocence. But when you identify with being Deepa, then the pattern is that you say, yeah, I have done this, and I've done this before. I've did that like that, and so there's all this ideas repeating, because it's not just seeing that you just open in this moment, you're just going to the fridge and nurturing yourself, or just put food in your mouth, or whatever you want to call it. But to see this objectively, to just see that this is just it's just a movement. It's just a movement of your body moving towards food, moving towards a fridge. And it's innocent. It's total innocent. And there's nothing else that you could do really at that moment. The only thing that when you start to feel pain, or you start to feel that it's wrong, that you can just stay there. You can just, okay, it's wrong. What is wrong? Does it mean that the next moment you go to the fridge and you don't have this anxiety, that it's good? You have to make up your own mind. You have to make up your own mind for what you feel that's right for you in any moment, whatever moment. Just make up your mind and don't doubt that, whatever it is. Nobody can do it for you. So are there more questions? Is there anybody? you can ask them by Skype. Is the best, by Skype. Oh yeah, Charles, thanks for the pictures. I saw them now. I didn't know it was your email address, so I put it in the in the spam folder, but I've seen it now. It was really nice. Thank you. You have a big family. Well, you've sent me a lot of questions, or a lot. Okay, you're asking me about if family or friends or people that know me well, if they would notice anything different about me after the identification dropped, and if they would see any difference. Well, I really don't think so, because you can't really see anything. It's not about anything. That's really the mistake about the dropping of identity. Because look at children. There we go again. The children. I think they are the best example ever. When you look at children, do you see anything? Do you notice anything? Do you see anything different than, I mean, when they were, I mean, you can't compare it with when they grow up, but you can compare a child when it's a baby, when it's a toddler, and then you can compare it to when it's later, when it's older. Then you can kind of see the difference. But the reverse kind of way of that, when the identity drops again, you can't really tell, because we are conditioned. We are behaving in a society. We are used to behave in certain ways. We are used to talk, to speak in certain ways, all based on cultural differences. So no, you can't see any difference. It's only possible to experience a certain kind of resonance, because people who don't identify with their character, with their identity, they most likely will have less contracted energy about life, about all kinds of concepts in life. But I do know there's lots of people that are have had this experience, and they still struggle enormously with the challenges of this life, daily life, arranging just things, and yeah, so you can't tell, Charles. It's impossible. We tend to be busy with the way you show yourself, so the image. So that's why this question was also quite nice, because you know, being spiritual for many people means that you have a certain look, that you look in a certain way, that you behave in a certain way, that you're very silent or reflective, and that you're gentle. But that's all bullshit. That's also all a made-up idea about what it is to be spiritual, or to be enlightened, or to be anything like that. I mean, babies are they're just enlightened because they're just come out of the womb, and they are light. They are light, life happening, and it's this completely open energy there. And does it look to you like it is enlightened? Does it burp and smile and drool? And I mean, it's just completely. It's in awe. It can't speak. It's in a way you can say it's handicapped, because it's nothing like the adult human being is acting. We have all these ideas about it. So, yeah. uh, oh. I mean, I can't really relate to the last question you had, because I mean, how can you know what you would do if you are not in that situation? I mean, I think you can't tell. It has nothing to do with feeling identified or not. You never know what you're going to do in the next moment. Nobody does. It may seem like you do. You can have it all very fixed, and you can have all these protocols, ideas. You can make a vow, like, I will never do this, I will never leave somebody, or will always sacrifice myself. And you can have this beautiful, it can also be very romantic kind of vows, or ideas that you really, you hold on to, you really honor these ideas. But how do you know what you will do if you will be acting like that in the moment it happened, it's needed, or whatever? So no, it's impossible to know really anything. Yeah, I thought that little video, which was actually the video, the imprisoned mind one, that a lot of people are watching actually. So I really like to edit it, and I cut out all the well, I think I really come from, how you said it? I made it very small, and also some bits and pieces that made it in a way quite funny, which was also my idea, that it should be a little bit funny, because this life, and also even talking about this, can become so heavy, because it's really not anything like that. This is all very light and unattached, and having no idea about this really, actually. So some humor is quite welcome, I think. And I'm for sure going to explore this more. I have some really cool ideas with my friend Nick, and we're going to give a workshop about being fully human. So instead of trying to escape this humanity and trying to be something else, we are going to facilitate gathering, meeting with people to explore this idea of, what it is to be fully human and what it all includes, and to play with this idea. So when we have a venue, I'm going to share the event. Compressed, yeah, compressed. That's probably the word. What you could do right now is what I'm actually doing, is just to reflect, not just to look at my image and to listen, but to actually really listen to yourself, to listen to your feelings, to listen to your body, the sensations that you're having, because that's where you are, that's what's happening now. So just see what you feel, what you can reflect on, what you observe. You can follow your breath, feel where it's going. How does it move your body? You can feel the breath through your nostrils or through your mouth. And just imagine that your breath is like it's like your breath is just falling into your belly. Gravity is the gravity of this moment. All the rest, all the ideas, all the thoughts, all the searching in your head, in your mind, the dynamics of your mind, they are amazing. But they can't make anything more from this moment. They can only lead you away from the moment. And that's what this world is about. This world is about leading you away from where you are, so that we can all keep living in this illusion And we can keep buying and consuming and keeping this dream alive, keeping people unhappy, searching for happiness in things, in anything outside of this moment, outside of you. So your body and your breath and all the functioning of the body, the digestion, the pumping of the heart, your skin, they all just do their thing, and it can help you to just follow it. Follow these body mechanics, to observe it, and to fall into this dynamics, to fall into this gravity of the moment and of your body. Because you don't have to worry that your thoughts will keep popping up, they will keep coming, but they will also keep going. When you try to hold a thought, just try to do it when you feel like it. Maybe not now, maybe not a moment. It's very difficult to hold a thought for very long. I do know this because many times I have inspiration and then there's this line that comes up and I think, oh wow, this is a beautiful line, and then I don't have pen or paper or something else to write it down. So then I'm repeating this line all the time, and then sometimes I still remember when I get to a pen and a paper. But many times I already forgot. That's how impossible it is to hold on to things, to hold on to ideas. Your ideas are always moving, they're never fixed. The ideas are changing. The energy, the contracted energy is getting stuck in a way more in your body energetically than that's the actual idea. It's the response to ideas that gets stuck, not the actual idea. That's why exploring the ideas, and also the idea that you are not the identity that you took on, is beautiful, and it's also challenging. But just take this challenge. I think you already did that by being here and by listening, starting to listen to yourself actually. Starting to look for other options than the ones that you've been taught, the ones that are bothering you, the ones that you would like to get rid of, the ones that are giving you pain. So you are brave in doing this, because there's nobody else who can really do that for you. So just keep exploring this. And that's actually it for tonight. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. This is so cute. This what is it called? This is what is this called? This yellow man. It's called Despicable Me. I didn't know it was called like that, but it's so sweet. You can't see it, but I was sending it to you, Deepa. Okay, well, yes, next week I will be in Portugal, so I will try to do the live stream there. And yeah, so if not, then I will put it on my Facebook if it's not possible to do the stream. Yes, well, that was lovely. I'm going to. Oh no, not this one. Close it here. Bye bye.